Multimedia Enhanced English Language Training and Assessment, MILTA, to better understand it and remember it at an earlier date. The introduction. Basically, our program starts off with an introduction. Learning a second language can always be a difficult thing for newcomers to Canada or any other country, depending on where you're coming from. The objectives. Users will be able to assess and evaluate their English literacy skills in the following levels of English: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Users will be able to determine their level in English and move forward in accelerating their English knowledge. Users will be able to overcome common obstacles as a newcomer to become successful in the English language. You simply input your name, last name, date of birth, country of origin, email, phone, username, and password, so the program can better understand you. The self-assessment questions. You simply just type in which better fits your categorized English skills, and that's where the program basically assesses you. Instructions, actually. I'm going to move that on to my co-partner, Ahmed El Tawani, and he will take over from here. Thank you.
Hey, Ahmed here. There will be 3 parts: beginners, intermediate, and advanced. And that's the previous thing we just saw, where the assessment was. What that actually will do is it'll assess the person's English language and put them in a certain type of level. So whether it's beginners, intermediate, or advanced. At the end of each part, an evaluation will be provided if you can proceed to the next part to see if you actually have completed the beginners, or the intermediate, or the advanced. We'll need a good speaker or headphones or any kind of microphone, because that's one of the requirements we need for this program. You're going to have to always read the questions to answer it, eliminate the answers you know aren't right, and on the right side you find tools to assist you. So let's begin this assessment.
Yeah, let's do it, Ahmed. Beginning this assessment, basically the part 1 is the beginning. Basically starts off as a simple task. It starts off with the letter, you click on it, and it basically says A for apple, B for Bob, basically, sort of. Part 2 is the intermediate level, which basically starts off with couple animals, and you simply click on it, and it's going to have a voice activated system where it's going to actually say its name. Like, for example,
Dolphin.
Moving forward, this is our YouTube video that we selected for our program, which best fits it. But I have a question on it. How do you come across that? So how are they going to know that's a dolphin?
Well, as soon as they answer the question and they click dolphin, immediately a video pops up and explains to them what the dolphin is. We can easily explain the English language, how to spell dolphin, but if they don't know what it is, what good is it to them, right, Yama?
That's cool. That's understanding.
Yeah. Alright. Now,
So what are some of the options that you actually have for the learner to basically comprehend what you are teaching?
well, some of the options they need is to increase their volume, obviously, so for them to even know what that video is saying or doing, they need to increase the volume. And secondly, if they have to zoom in, zoom out, they have, a defect with their vision, that would help them. And lastly, dictionary. We might not always cover all the things needed in the English language, depending on the level they are, so the dictionary would be a tremendous tool for them.
So you're basically saying that this dictionary can better understand,
Correct.
make the learner learn it.
Correct. Yeah. Alrighty. Alright, so keeping notes, that's another thing.
So they can always look back at it and understand what they've learned.
Correct. You're honestly right. So, keeping that notepad open if they feel that they're going to forget a certain word, or they feel they can come back to it because they can be using that in their professional environment, that would be amazing, right? Not only for their education, but if they're workers and stuff like that, it would increase it. So sometimes you need to print out the page, right? To keep in mind that a dolphin is what a dolphin is. Alrighty. Now, not all, now, your friends are who you are, right? So you might have came to Canada with your friends. You might have came to Canada with your families. Now, why only help yourself? Why not help your family and friends? Email this stuff to them, right? And educate them in their English language, because in the end of the day, it will be beneficial to you and to your family and friends. Now, away from the English language will actually help them identify certain animals. And that is a big part of the English language, although when they start to learn in the beginner's level what the animal looks like, in the intermediate level, they'll be able to determine which one it is.
So what would you think the advanced would be? So after completion of the beginner and the intermediate, what do you think the advanced will come across? Would they have like a better understanding of what's going to happen, or are they going to have, how are they going to know that they're in the advanced stage of the program?
Well, when they're able to comprehend what different animals there are, or what different, objects they're looking at, and they can actually identify them, then they're going to be moving over to the advanced level, which teaches them more about their listening skills, their reading skills, their writing skills, and their speaking skills, because these are four things that they will need to know in their daily lives and for their future careers.
Basically, the other stage is the listening stage. At this point, basically what the learner's actually developing is basically understanding and listening to what the course material is identifying. And at this point, it's where the learner actually understands what's happening, and it's basically using that and then having to answer a variety of different questions across that after. Having said that, basically some of the questions that they'll come across is, where do you live now? I live in Oshawa, my blank. So this way they'll have a better understanding which option to choose from. For example, parents to do, parents do, parents do to, parents also do. After completion of this, they will actually be assessed to see if they got the right answer or not. Basically, last but not least comes down to the writing. The writing is a limit of 250 words, which consists of the reader, after understanding what's going on in the process. That's where they type in to understand, to check the literacy skills and the writing skills. The speaking part. You want to take that over, Mr. Ahmed Al-Twani?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Let's do that.
So, as you remember, we said that was the last one, right? So, speaking is completely different. When they actually get to learn how to write, read, and all that, they will actually be able to do an oral presentation in front of co-workers, in front of families, friends, a place of education, and they can actually execute their own workshops in certain work environments.
So would you say that this would actually help them as an English barrier?
Yes, this would overcome a lot of barriers and obstacles in their lives.
And how do you think?
The lack of English? Yeah.
And what are the results? How did the results usually come out across?
Well, after they've completed everything, we'll have a like sort of like an algorithmic response that would give them a percentage, and it tells them whether they're doing good or not, or where they need to improve. Now, this screen in front of you right now shows that the person got a 92%, and they did excellent, and allows them to move forward.
That is so cool. So would you ever come across a failure?
Yes. So as you see in your screen right now, a 42% end evaluation. It tells them in red print, so they don't miss it, needs improvement, and that will not allow them to move forward until they've been able to complete it successfully, and that would mean that they're ready to move on with their lives with an amazing English language.
Wow, I would have to get my grandma involved in this program.
Yep, that's true. And these are our references. Yeah, if you want to take a look at them, they're really good links, and to give them some credit for their work as well. And not to forget to credit the geniuses behind this. And the geniuses are Ahmed Elatwani
Yama Samadi
Olga Panis.
and
and
Nori
Noreen
Dory.
Dory.
Yeah, and these are the four co-founders of the English assessment for newcomers.
Woo!
Thank you very much for hearing all this, and we hope you have a nice day and your English gets better.
Find us on YouTube.